Hello peeps, it's Hillbilly Halfwit. How are you today? I can't do my usual walking about chatting because I still haven't got my microphone working at the moment and there's a little bit of a breeze and you can't hear anything, so it's no good then. So what we're going to talk about today is basically the Chancellor. Everything was worked out on growth and that's not happened. So who's going to get it? The middle class and the lower class are going to get taxed more. What a surprise. Labour government, tax and spend. It's what they've always done all their lives. And the last Conservative government wasn't any better because they got themselves in a pickle as well. So, I'd heard this thing for years now where there's always this rumour that 60% of whatever anybody earns is always taxed in their lifetime throughout taxes that you know about and ones that you don't, like fuel tax and car tax and VAT and things like that. So I went on to ChatGPT before and had a look, and it is right. Between 55 and 65% of everything you earn throughout your lifetime is paid in tax. So some people only get 35% of what they earn in their whole lifetime to have fun and live off. So get that into your head. It's 35 to 40%. Now, when I looked at the actual data, so up to 150,000, I think it was. Now, this is just off the top of my head now. So once you go over 150,000, which is most doctors, remember doctors are in the top 3% of the people in the society earning, and they cry a lot, but when they get through university, they get into the top 3% of people earning in the UK. So after that, they get less normal taxes. So after 150,000. So slightly less, but it gets made back up with inheritance tax. So, but then you've got the middle classes and the lower classes, which is all from stealth taxes and normal taxes. So when you think about it like that, you can see why businesses and the country goes into a slump. Because what is the point of people putting their businesses on the line and their houses on the line to try and make more profit to themselves when they just get taxed more? And that's what happens with Labour governments, because they don't understand businesses. The way to encourage businesses and growth in the economy is to encourage people to invest more into their businesses, to have a few more people working. It doesn't sound like a lot. Maybe one business, maybe one small fencing business or one small contracting business in my area, or one small shearing business might employ just one more person in their company to help them out. And that doesn't sound like a lot, but in the long term, that's a lot of employment for people. Same in towns and businesses, like in my little town. Lots of pubs and restaurants and shops. If they know that they're not going to be hammered with tax, or if a drop in council taxes or business rates, they will employ somebody. Now this is what I believe in. I believe in encouraging people to earn more money. That's what I believe in. If you don't want to, that's fair enough. Like years ago when I was growing up, what used to happen was you'd have the NHS and various other civil service institutions. They were earning slightly less money, but they had a very, very good pension. So what happened then in the private sector, for instance, when I was working on the timber, we were earning good money, but we had to pay for our own pension. That's how it was back then. But now, since in those short 30 years, it's flipped completely, where now, if you're working for the civil service, it's not your fault at all. The unions have done a good job. The unions have flipped it, so now you get paid more than anybody else, and you also get a triple lock pension. And I'm not against that at all. The unions have done a good job. But for other areas in society, it's worse. If you're self-employed now, you've got so much stealth taxes and stuff on you, it's unreal. So I believe encouraging the private sector, farming and all building, all them kinds of people who are self-employed, to make a bit more money for themselves and let them keep a bit more, then they invest a bit more, then they do more work. I believe that's how the UK works. You have to remember that the only way money really comes into being in the UK and Western world is by borrowing. So if a company decides to borrow money to increase it, sorry about the wind, there's nothing I can do, I've got no microphone. So if a company decides to borrow some money to invest in their company or make it a bigger company, that increases the money in the UK and creates more money. The trouble with so many civil servants is that's dead money. They don't create money. That is the problem. Like in Wales, we got, I'm sure it's over 50% of the population, they work hard, but they don't create money because they're working for some kind of civil service job. Nothing bad against you at all. I'm just saying, to make a country successful, you need to create jobs and you need to make money by basically small businesses, really, or larger businesses. So I think we're looking at a downward spiral at the UK at the moment. Genuinely, I think the next few years are going to be a bit tough in the UK, and could be another one of these crashes because nobody's willing to grasp the nettle and let the country rip. All they want to do is follow this stupid system that doesn't work, where it's just tax and spend, boom and bust all the fucking time. So it's sad to see. But anyway, sorry about the wind and things. What it is, I've got my thing on the bottom of my phone usually, the DJI 2. It's a crack-in mic, and there's a little connection where you put it into the bottom of the phone, and it fell on the floor and broke. And the one I got sent was for a different phone, so I've ordered another one. But this little thing was 30-something quid. So I first ordered some other ones which weren't the original. No, that wouldn't work. They wouldn't bloody do it. So I'm having to wait for this other one now. And I don't like putting videos up with wind sound on it because it's not nice for you lot to watch. So to listen to. So there we are. It's a lot cooler here today. Looks like there was a bit of rain in the night. So I'm going off to get my fast track now because it's in a different Devil's Bridge over there, so I can start the harvest then, hopefully. So I've made a bit of a gamble because it's been so dry, too dry in my opinion. I haven't cut anything because I think it just turns to dust. It's useless feed. That's what I think. So I've gambled to hopefully it'll rain a little bit and put some green back into it, and we'll see, because it's quite early yet for us harvesting round here. So usually in my area, there's lots of people who are harvested already because it's been such nice weather, but people don't usually do a lot till around the Royal Show, and that's end of this week. So it's still quite early yet here. So there we are. So please comment, rate and subscribe. All the best. Gas.